It seemed to me an absurd notion to cast a middle-aged, bald, English classical actor in a science fiction TV series.
But the question of justice has concerned me greatly of late. And I say to any creature who may be listening, there can be no justice so long as laws are absolute.
I didn't believe in it at all. It made no sense to me that I would be cast in a Hollywood syndicated, first-run syndication TV series about science fiction, because I'd never seen the original show. In fact, when I first auditioned for the role, and I auditioned 4 times, I had to ask my children to fill me in on what Star Trek meant, because I'd never watched it. They watched it every Saturday afternoon. I was always at the theater. It was that it seemed to me an absurd notion to cast a middle-aged, bald, English classical actor in a science fiction TV series. Even my agent in Hollywood, when I said, look, and when we first discussed the contract, I was so naive about anything. And he said, and of course, every year for 6 years, it will, and I said, what do you mean 6 years? And he said, well, that's what you'll sign for if you do that. And I said, I can't do that. I have other things to do. And he said, you're being offered a television series. What other things do you have to? I said, well, there's a play. I might, forget that. But he assured me, don't worry, this series is not going to work. You'll be lucky to make it through the first season. You cannot revive an iconic series like Star Trek. So, come over, make a bit of money for the first time in your life, get a suntan, go home. And it didn't quite work out that way, because 7 years later, we finally wrapped the series after 178 episodes.